I took chemistry because I was hoping to get to learn about batteries in there, but we didn't even learn about batteries in there.
That's a shocker.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking like 9-volt shocker. My jokes are so My jokes are so
No, that was a great joke. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of iTunes Fan Podcast. As always, I'm Teddy Mackert from the iTunes Fanboy.
And my name is Elf DeWolf, making us tardy once again.
Yeah, but it's been 2 weeks since we've been able to record since, last week was Thursday was Thanksgiving, so obviously we couldn't record then.
Yep, busy for that.
And the Thursday before
reason.
that, I made the partially stupid decision of joining my school's National Honor Society, and one of the requirements for that is getting community service hours in. So I had to get some community service hours in for that, that'll be the only episode that'll be delayed because of that, because I already have my other date scheduled. But yeah, there's that. So
another way to relate a school to a prison.
yeah,
Community service hours.
granted, it's only if you join specific clubs. So that's, but yeah, I never even thought of it that way. But school is kind of a prison, to be honest, because you're doing work and you don't get paid for it.
I mean, a lot of schools even look like prisons, if you ask me.
Yeah, they have gray walls and whatnot. Yeah, they do. They don't even bother to decorate the schools to have colorful walls or anything. So yeah, they do. They do honestly look like prisons.
So,
I mean, even prisons have gyms.
Nonetheless.
And all that, but
okay, yeah. But even still, that was just designed by idiots. How about we get into more idiot stuff, like idiot awards?
yes. So, our latest idiot award nominee. Oh, this is from November. I'm pretty sure I have multiple idiot award nominees because it's been so long. So. Okay, so there's one guy on my video I don't even remember what one this was, but this guy said, it was on my iOS 4 in 2025 video, and this guy said, "No offense, but why do you sound like Clark Peters from King of the Hill, that TV show?" And I've seen that show, so I know what Clark Peters sounds like, and that wasn't, and I did double check, I double checked in that video, and I was sick at the time of recording. But whenever I'm sick when recording, I always state that, hey, I'm sick, so that's why my voice sounds funny. That's the first thing I state. So, don't know why I didn't catch that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, there's oh yeah, it's snowing where I am right now. So I guess
Can't say I'm jealous.
yeah, it's just a little,
really can't.
Just a little bit obvious. Yeah, that's doing that. But okay, this is another idiot award, which this is a classic one. This is on my tutorial of how to downgrade the iPhone 4 to iOS 4.0 through 7.1.1, and I put in the title Mac OS, and this guy commented, "Can I do this Mafia? I'm pretty sure I meant to spell method using Windows 11. I clarified in the title, it's Mac OS. If it was Windows, I would have put Windows in the title or something like that, or I wouldn't have said Mac."
You know, I wonder if they're just trolling you at this point.
No, it's different people who are doing it, so I don't think so, but yeah, and then this is on my tutorial of how to use Coolblur on Tumblr. And this is a tutorial I made back in November 2021, so it's got some outdated information in there. But I put read description in that, and this guy said, "I didn't read the description, My iPhone 4 went back to the setup screen and activation takes very long. Can you guys help me? And I replied, if you read the description like you were supposed to, you know that the iPhone 4 does not work with this. Because the iPhone 4 for some reason does not work with modern version of the Cool Booter.
Those didn't read the description comments annoy me so much.
Yeah, it's like,
why are you asking? You clearly don't care. If you cared, then you would actually read the description. You clearly don't care.
And then this right here is, and I swear I get so many idiot award nominees on my tutorial of how to downgrade the iPhone 4 to iOS 4 through 7.1.1 on macOS on Tevert. And this one guy commented, I've had lots of users comment this, but I guess one guy asked, does this work with iPhone 4S small? And I replied, as you know what I'd do if you're familiar with the show. This worked on 4S, I would put it in the title. And then this other tutorial, and then the next one was on my speed test of Safari versus Chrome versus Firefox versus Brave in 2025. And this one guy asked, what language are you speaking? I replied, I'm speaking English.
Yep, don't know what else to say about that.
That's actually not the first time I've had somebody comment on one of my videos. If I go back to, this is on a video from November 2020.
It's like, what are they expecting you to answer with? Gibberish?
This is on a video I made back in This is on a video I made way back in 2020, so I'll find it. Oh, this is on my on-wireless charging lamp unboxing from November 2020. Yeah, it's this video. But there's this one guy who commented, is that English? And I replied, yeah. And then he asked, really? Oh, and the user's name is Poopy Pants. Yes.
I don't know what else to say. People have gotten so stupid, it's like, how do you comment?
Exactly. Especially with a name like that.
Yeah, it reminds me of my mom's students.
How are your mom's students this time?
Not great.
Are they also
entitled even?
Huh? They're entitled? What does that mean?
Basically means if they don't feel like doing their schoolwork, then they will not do their schoolwork.
It's just like many public school students. Because they'll still get passed anyway.
I'll have you note that these are 8th graders, and they don't know their times tables.
What?
They do not know their times tables. They don't know basic multiplication.
Okay, I know we're technically both advanced math students here, so I know this is a bit ridiculous for us to bring up, but still.
I learned multiplication in 2nd grade!
I learned it partially in 2nd grade and then fully in 3rd grade, and they made us keep reviewing them until 5th grade, and so you should know your multiplication tables by 8th grade. By 8th grade. I mean, yeah, you should know them by 8th grade. If you don't, those kids are going. I know how many of those kids are going to go on to Honors Algebra 1 or whatever you guys do up there. None of.
Well, I don't know because I've never gone to that school.
Oh, it's a different school than you went to?
Yeah, I've never went to... This is a different school.
Ah, a few. But still.
Yeah, she told me that when she found out that apparently these 8th graders don't know their times tables, she decided, well, in order to move on through the lesson, you kind of need to know your times tables. So she printed off some worksheets to help these students practice their times tables. And get this. On the worksheet somewhere was labeled second grade math. And the students caught that. And they started complaining. Why are we doing second grade math? Why are we working on second grade math?
What lesson was your mom trying to teach? Just out of curiosity. Or what unit, I should say.
I'm trying to remember if it was for algebra or geometry. Most likely algebra.
I mean, it's eighth graders do algebra, or I mean, was it some? I mean, yeah, most eighth graders do.
Oh yeah, I suppose if they're eighth graders, then yeah, it's got to be algebra.
I mean, they don't call algebra in my state for eighth grade, but yeah, but that's basically what we did in eighth grade math too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, they started complaining that they're doing second grade math, and then because they're entitled. Well, we're eighth graders. We don't do second grade math.
If you're an eighth grader, that should be the easiest 100 to. That should be the easiest. That should be the easiest lesson ever.
One would think.
I had to do times tables when I was in first grade. Or no, I actually didn't. But
and times tables aside, oftentimes, no matter what the assignment is, the first question they always ask is it graded? Because if it's not graded, then I'm not doing it.
What a dumb question. Of course it's graded.
Yeah, let's just say parent-teacher conferences this year have been interesting, to say the least.
Oh, are the parents all mad at the teacher?
Yeah, they're pretty upset. Thankfully, not at my mom this time. So they're mostly upset with their kids. So that's. They're not mad at the teacher. That's the good thing. But no, the problem is the students. They legitimately do not care. So, but yeah, talk about idiot awards. I think they go to my mom's eighth graders this year.
I don't know. A TIFP host got a 66 on his chemistry test this morning despite studying.
Oof.
Yes. Luckily I do get a chance to redo it, although it has to be average. So yeah, I'm kind of maybe I won't be toasted chemistry.
I mean, I'll let you know. When I was in college, I got a 45% on my first exam.
Wow, I'm glad I'm not going to college. Most likely.
Yeah, it sucks something fierce. And then Murphy decided to interfere with the rest of the day. I almost crashed the car that day, actually. Yeah. That was a horrible day. A Thursday, mind you.
Did you do a podcast that day?
No, we were on hiatus.
Oh, right. I forgot. I almost forgot.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of, I guess I have another. I guess we should talk about the elephant in my room. I got my old Christmas tree up.
Nice.
Shall I move on to my next award that's actually significant, though? Or the next?
Yeah, sure, why not?
So, do you watch Snazzy Lab? You watch Snazzy Labs, right?
Not that frequently, but occasionally, yes.
Yeah, same. In fact, I didn't even notice watch it until people start telling me this. But I comment. But let me try to find it. On his video about how the M5 makes $1,600 feel like theft, he featured a comment of one of his older videos about how I thought for several months Apple Silicon was getting boring. That Apple has to do something special with their Mac soon. That right there got featured in the Snazzy Labs video.
That is crazy.
I mean, again,
That's I know the feeling because I got a shout out from Talos of EV a few years back.
Snazzy Labs is bigger though.
True. Very true. I don't know. It's still a cool and interesting feeling when somebody way bigger than you gives you a shout out.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Quinn, very much for giving me a shout out, even though I know you're probably not watching this episode, tuning into this episode of TIFP.
What are the chances you could actually get him on the show?
Very, very slim.
Yeah.
I thought about that too.
I'd be lucky if I could ever get Drew on. I mean, I managed to do a show back on my old podcast. I did one episode with Drew, but now he lives a much busier life, traveling all the way to San Fran because now he works for Tello and such. He really has not been uploading that much to Talos of late.
I'll move on to our next topic.
Yeah, I'd say so. What is the next topic?
Alpha's iMacs are ready to go.
Oh, yeah. The current status of them is they've all got working displays. They've all got glass panels. 3 of them have memory upgrades. They've been cleaned up. And now they're for sale on eBay and Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, they're on sale under eBay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I tried to look for them, but I couldn't find them. But, I guess I looked a little bit too early, but I might have to... I sadly don't have enough room. I would like to get one of those, but I just don't have enough room for one.
Yep.
I mean, that's the same reason, like my grandma says that I can take her old 1960s radio home anytime I want to, because that would be an ultimately cool thing to have, because it still works and everything, but the problem is that it doesn't, or at least the last time she tested it still works, but the problem is that I just don't really have the room for that. I maybe could make room for that kind of thing, but I would have to do some rearranging.
Yep. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing else really left to talk about the iMacs except for when they sell, if that is even noteworthy. But yeah, the repairs are pretty much all complete. I got to put the video together. So a lot of shenanigans, and the computer shenanigans are still continuing. As a matter of fact, you might have noticed the PC's opened up, and it's because I'm having some fan trouble.
Shall we move on to Alpha finishing his first AMD built PC?
Yeah, speaking of PCs, we could do that. So, that is not AMD. That is still Intel powered. But my family, a few months ago, was discussing needing a new computer for schoolwork here at home because what we've been using before was pre-2010 Windows 7 Dell Tower. If you're familiar, if you watch my channels for a while, particularly the old 08, but those videos have been removed because they all feature someone who...
Yeah, that guy. Or, I mean, they're unlisted.
Nonetheless, if you've been following me for a long time, you might recognize that Dell Tower. That's actually what I used to use for editing these videos back in the early days in Windows Movie Maker.
Aren't those old videos technically unlisted?
Some of them are still up. Let me see.
Because
Oh yeah, like the how to read sheet music video. That one's still up.
Or I meant like the ones that you took down. Like I believe those are still unlisted.
Are there any?
Yeah.
That.
Let me
see.
Let me look.
Videos.
Your device
I gotta scroll all the way down. All of the device races are unlisted.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm referring to. Okay, most of your really old tech videos are still unlisted.
Oh, the iPad and Samsung tablet comparison, that's still up. Oh no, that is unlisted. What? Hey, what are you doing? Oh, I didn't realize I did unlist those. Okay. And let's see.
The only ones that are still up in public from before 2020 are your how to read sheet music video and your introducing red eye alert video.
Yeah, that was done with iMovie though.
Introducing red eye alert, that was done with iMovie.
Yep. I had to for the green screen, even though the green screen didn't really work out that well.
How did you? You had a computer. How did you edit that on? Did you edit that on your iPod Touch?
No. I had the other guy do it since he had a 15-inch MacBook Pro.
Ah.
So, but yeah, nonetheless, before we keep getting ourselves sidetracked, because we got a lot of stuff to discuss today. Yeah, family requested a new computer because the Dell Tower was getting old and there wasn't really much we could do to upgrade it to speed it up reasonably. So I built them a new small form factor with big quotation marks. AMD ITX small form factor PC. So this one features it's older hardware, but that's because they only gave me a budget of like $600 to work with, so I had to keep it in budget. So I went with an AMD 5600G, which I guess the G stands for integrated graphics because that's kind of important to the whole thing. So yeah, AMD 5600G. It's an AM4 CPU, so that's with the pins on the CPU itself instead of on the motherboard. 16 gigs of G-Skill DDR4 memory. I don't remember what the clocking was, but that's the memory I selected. I threw in a 1 terabyte PNY SSD. The motherboard is a gigabyte, some string of numbers and letters. The important thing is it's ITX, the smallest motherboard you can get that's standardized at
least. We're doing some foreshadowing because we're going to be talking about RAM later.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Many topics down.
Thank goodness I bought the RAM before the memory prices spiked.
Do you want to go ahead and talk about that?
Not just yet. Yeah, well, those kind of are the specs of the computer, and I fit it all somehow in a Cooler Master. I don't know, some Cooler Master case. Works pretty well. To my surprise, despite that, I would normally be the type to use proper thermal paste instead of using whatever thermal compound is included on the stock cooler. But hey, I'm on a budget, and so I just use whatever was pre-applied on the stock cooler, and I can't complain with its performance. Actually, it's actually really great. So, yep, they've got a new computer for schoolwork, and hopefully I never have to touch that thing again.
That's pretty good, but I'm glad your family has a new computer because it's very necessary. But shall I move on to our next very interesting topic?
Yeah.
iPadOS 26 is now able to run on iPhones via some sort of special modification that I actually haven't looked into that much.
I don't think I'd run iPadOS on an iPhone.
Yeah, same. It's purely just for a novelty.
So, yeah, I just won't do that.
Hey, Ellie.
Oh, our next... Oh, my... I forgot. I keep forgetting about the next topic. It's so stupid.
We forgot to discuss this on our last episode, too.
Yeah, this is such old news, but it's like... It's so stupid. It's easy to forget.
The iPhone Pocket, which costs how much for a sleeve? Martin from Tech Ultra even said that he thinks Apple does this sometimes in order to make their products seem reasonably priced, or in order to be positioned as a boutique brand.
There is nothing boutique about that product.
No, it's... So, the short strap is $150, and the long strap is $230.
Where the heck is this thing?
I believe you can get... It's special edition.
I'm trying to find it on the Apple Store.
I mean, okay, maybe it's going to... But I'm pretty sure you can get an iPhone 12 for less money than the long strap one.
How much does it cost?
$230 for the long strap.
Oh my gosh! Absolutely ridiculous.
In fact, let me actually go on eBay.com and let me actually see iPhone 12. Apple iPhone 12. Yes, you can get an iPhone 12.
$230.
There's an iPhone 12 for sale for $100 on eBay.
$230. That's how much my new case costs over there.
Your new what?
Oh, this isn't on the topics list, but...
Oh, that case.
This thing is not light. Yeah, this thing. This thing... Oh, come on, center stage. You're not supposed to zoom in. You're supposed to zoom out. But, yeah, this thing. This is $230.
Is that for the family?
Before tax.
Or what PC is that for?
Work.
Oh.
Yep, that's for work. And that one is going to have a stupid amount of money poured into it. I've been pricing out all of the components for it. And the memory pricing really sucks right now, because now that brings memory up to $600 for
which makes Apple's RAM Apple's RAM charges seem reasonable.
That's the thing. It does actually make Apple's memory prices look reasonable for a change. Oh. And that's not a good thing.
Exactly. I guess we're talking about the global RAM shortage now.
Yeah, we should probably mention it here at this point. So, thanks to our lovely friends at, let me think. OpenAI, NVIDIA, Apple, Google, AMD, Intel.
You name it.
You know, big tech in general. They happen to need to build a bunch of data centers to power these super power and resource intensive AI models. And so to do that, they decided to basically purchase all the RAM in the world and leave almost nothing for us.
So now, consequently, RAM is in short supply, which is how come it's costing way too much. So, in other words, as I stated in a video I made a while back, or couple of weeks ago, this RAM thing is going to cause the prices of everything with RAM in it to go up, including appliances, cars, personal gadgets, obviously, you name it.
Anything that has a computer in it. It also has memory in it. In fact, a computer needs memory to function.
So
yeah, prices of basically anything with a computer in it is going up. I was planning on spending around $230, $250 for 64 gigs of RAM for my work computer. Yeah, now that it costs like $600, not even joking.
Yeah, it costs way too much money.
So, yeah, not happy about that. But, oh, wait! That's not the whole story. You see, RAM/memory, whatever you want to call it, well, in order to actually hold data, you need what's called NAND flash. And RAM modules aren't the only computer components that have NAND flash. Anyone else want to take a guess as to what other computer components
solid state
use
drives?
NAND? Oh yeah, SSDs. So the cost of storage is also going through the roof.
So that's why I stated in my video that this is enough to cause an economic recession.
Yeah, it is legit causing problems. See, I was planning on spending $230 for 64 gigs of memory, and then $100 for a performance 1 terabyte SSD, because I don't need that much storage on my system, because I do most everything off of a NAS anyways. But so it was going to cost like $300-ish dollars for RAM and SSD. That was the plan, $300. It's now up to close to $800 for memory and storage combined.
Yikes.
Yeah, something's going on here. This is how useful AI is, everyone. Look, there's the intelligence. Wow, that looked so intelligent. Am I right? The smartest thing in the world. Totally not affecting anybody in a negative way, right?
That affects everyone in a negative way.
You know, I legitimately think that this AI thing is going to cause the economy to crash.
Is that because of a certain
I'm no economic expert, but I've got a strong feeling with how hard big tech and investors are pushing AI on everything, and we know just how useless, but not only how useless, but also resource intensive it is.
And not enough other people know.
They're literally flushing all this money down the toilet.
I mean, is it because of a video
and
that somebody
jacking
else
prices
said?
for us?
Is it because of a video?
Huh?
Is it because of a video that a certain TIFP host made?
I mean, I didn't find out about this until, well, shortly before somebody else uploaded a video. Steve Burke. He was the one who officially broke the news to me.
Ah, and then you broke the news to me, and then I went off on. Then I also include how the AI partnerships being fraudulent could lead to massive reduction in their stocks.
Yeah, I genuinely think we're heading for an economic recession. with if this AI stuff continues to be pushed as hard as it is. Because we're throwing so many resources away for almost no value in productivity.
It's called artificial intelligence for a reason.
Yep.
If this goes down, I think Sam Altman should go behind bars for a long time. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, last I checked, companies are legally obligated to make money for their shareholders, right?
Yeah.
So if they fail to do that, then I have a feeling a bunch of lawsuits are going to happen, and some people are probably going to end up behind bars for this whole thing.
Sam Altman will be the big one because Sam Altman, if there's any man to blame for this possible economic recession, Sam Altman is the man to blame because
there's going to be more than just him.
Or Sam Altman, I would say, is the main. I know there's more than just him, but Sam Altman is probably the biggest player because think about it. He is the man that got everybody riled up about AI.
It's probably going to be a combination of Sam Altman, Jensen Huang, and Elon Musk. Yes, I put his name in there on purpose.
Why Musk?
Even he pushes AI so
yes,
heavily.
That's true.
FSD, XAI, Grok. Even he is so on board with the whole thing.
Well, I mean, he founded OpenAI. He was one of the founders of OpenAI, so...
Yeah, that's a good point. But, the three main people I can think of that are probably going to get hit the hardest is Sam Altman, Jensen Huang, and Elon Musk.
Tim Cook, I could also see getting...
Because Apple's already taken the hit.
Apple's already...
Apple's already been hit bad.
And also, Apple's largely not an AI company, Google, I can definitely see taking a hit for this, although because a lot of their employees are Indian, I suppose that a lot of them will try to go back to India in that case.
But I don't know what else to say other than with memory pricing as it is, it absolutely sucks. Especially for me. Wow, what a convenient time to try to build what is supposed to be not only a nice high-end workstation, but did you also have any idea how much money I was planning on investing into aesthetics?
Oh no.
I know people are probably going to say it's a total waste of money, but it's like this computer is going to be out in the open on top of my desk. I can't put it under my desk. There's no room for it under my desk, the way my desk is designed at the shop. And so it's going to be on top, out in the open for everyone to see. So if that's the case, I at least want to make sure I look like the nerd that I really am. So, yep, it obviously needs to be a high-end system for work. I need it to be high-end to do CAD stuff. But I am not looking for the bill in just the cost of fans.
I mean, yeah, because even like if I want to do upgrade, like even if I get some vintage Mac soon, I'm probably won't even be able to. I bet I'm just gonna have to hope that their existing hard drives work, since I'm not gonna try to buy SSDs right now.
Yeah, you better hope that 2.5-inch SSDs don't increase in value too much. Because to my knowledge, not that many people buy the 2.5-inch SSDs. They mostly get the M.2
I mean
SSDs.
that is true, but the problem is that they use the same chips that are high in demand. So that's the main problem is the chips.
Yep.
I mean, they'll still be better than other SSDs because they're much older standard. And like, even the older RAM standards, like I know older RAM is still ultimately not going to be less affected by this crisis. Like DDR3 and DDR2 and DDR1 will be less affected, but they'll still be affected.
I don't even know of that many systems that are still using it.
That exactly. So it's literally just if you want to upgrade old computers. So that's the only reason. So you.
But I mean, it's not just DDR5 that skyrocketed twice to 3 times the price. DDR4
Yeah,
did the same. It is absolute madness what's going on with this whole RAM pricing debacle.
Shall we move on to our next topic, which is the complete opposite of appreciating?
Oh, yeah!
The iPhone Air is depreciating.
You know, I totally expected this.
The iPhone Air is depreciating rapidly. And just to see some examples, let me go on to eBay's website and see how much an iPhone Air costs. Okay, I'm not finding any. Yeah, I'm not even finding any on eBay.
I guess people are too afraid to sell it because it's that worthless.
Should I be shocked?
I mean, in fairness, it's still so recent that I wouldn't expect it to show up on the used market this soon.
I mean, I understand, but I mean, either way, yeah, it's depreciating, so it might actually be good value in a year. Because if it's depreciated at the rate it does, it might actually be better value than the iPhone 16e. No, wait.
Yeah.
No, wait, it won't, because it still doesn't have stereo speakers.
Oh! No, yeah, that technically makes the 16e a better value.
Unless the iPhone Air gets even cheaper than the 16, or by then probably the 17e. Unless it gets cheaper than that. It'll be interesting to see.
I recall discussing this whole thing last year. All these rumors about an iPhone Air, just a thinner iPhone. I just couldn't help but keep on thinking, who is this for other than enthusiasts?
Exactly. I mean, I've seen only like a couple iPhone Airs out in the wild.
I have yet to see a single one that's not on display at a store. I've yet to see somebody actually use one.
Yeah, why would you buy an iPhone 17 Air? I don't know. I've seen some 17 Pros out in the wild. In fact, one of my friends already has a 17 Pro, and one of my other friends, he's actually getting one. I think today. Yeah, he's getting one today actually. In orange.
Yeah, I still haven't seen one of those yet either.
My math teacher also has an...
People don't get iPhones that fast around here.
Oh, my math teacher also has an orange iPhone 17 Pro. She got before I got mine.
Is it pink yet?
She's actually absent right now because she had surgery, but I'll have to check. But when she comes back off to see via the camera bump.
Yeah, that is still so bizarre how it's fading from orange to pink.
I mean, the Slate iPhone 5, which, hang on, let me grab it. The Slate iPhone 5 had that same issue too, but that was largely with scratching. I mean, even the jet black iPhone 7 is another example. But I mean, look at how much... But this still looks better than an iPhone 17 Pro, and this is an iPhone 5 that is 13 years old, yes?
Yeah. That is crazy. So, I don't know what else to say about that other than yeah, that sucks.
Shall we move on to our next topic about Apple and Product Red doing a partnership again?
Oh, really? So are we going to get Product Red iPhones again?
I
at some
hope
point?
so, but because that would be a great color to have on the iPhone 17 Pro. But
I missed it.
ever
Product Red, I mean, well, I should say Product Red in the earlier days, that was one of the most beautiful colors on an iPhone. And it was so easy for them to get right every single time until they somehow managed to screw it up with the iPhone 12.
yeah, I like the iPhone 12's red personally.
It looked more salmony than Product Red.
I mean, I still like it, but I mean, it's still a bright color. But I mean, ever since the iPhone 14, Apple hasn't done released a single Product Red product. But Apple and Product Red have now announced a $3 million Apple Pay partnership for something.
So are we getting a Product Red
Hopefully
Apple
this will lead
cards?
to more Product Red products again.
Hopefully. That would be nice.
Especially like on the base iPad. Oh my gosh, red would be... where is a red iPad? I would love a red iPad.
Come to think of it, I don't think they ever made a single Product Red iPad.
No, they never have. Or where?
They've done a Product Red iPods.
Yeah, that's where it got. What? Or a Product Red iMac. Why is there no Product Red iMac?
Oh, that would look so good.
Or I don't know. Maybe. I'm just saying. Product Red might be the one fun color that. Product Red should be the one fun color they bring to the MacBook Pro, maybe. Because if they made a red...
I mean, the MacBook Pro needs more colors, period.
Oh. It's aluminum. They should... Apple, in theory, should offer the MacBook Pro and all... Apple should offer the MacBook Pro and all... In Product Red, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, and silver.
I would have at least just wanted them to make a gold.
I mean, that too. But now Apple doesn't do
We've
gold.
had gold iPhone Pros for so many
Apple
years.
doesn't even do gold anymore.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Which is why I was lucky enough that I got the gold iPhone 16 Pro Max.
It's desert titanium, but yeah, it's basically gold.
It's gold in my eyes. I don't care what marketing crap they attach to it. So. But, yeah, that's exciting to see that the relationship does not appear to be dead just yet.
That's exciting. Hopefully their relationship with the cheap paint jobs is dead. Although Apple,
I hope so too.
Apple does also have some dead relationships with some employees, as I guess is a great segue into our next topic, which is that Apple's head iOS design executive, Alan Dye, is leaving to join Meta. And he's not the only one that's going, although the others aren't going to Meta, is their general counsel, Kay Adams, and their environment/government affairs chief, Lisa Jackson, are also leaving. In other words, sounds like Apple's getting real rotten.
Oh, so is Lisa finally coming down from the roof?
Yeah! Yes!
Because I don't think we ever had an update of whether Lisa was still on the roof or not.
I'm sure she got down, but...
Obviously, we're joking, yeah, but... So, on one hand, Lisa's finally coming down from the roof. Though, I mean, what is this? Government affairs? Given the circumstances, I think I kind of understand why.
Yes.
Why she's stepping down.
Yeah, we're trying not to talk politics, so we won't, but yeah, I understand exactly why they would do that, and then...
It's a bit obvious why she's quitting. So,
but I mean, this is just going to show how, Meta probably poached Alan Dye, but it seems like Apple at this point is getting even more rotten on the inside with a lot of stuff that we just don't know.
I mean, on one hand, I think it's time that they start purging some employees and bringing in some new talent.
I mean, yeah.
Because the only direction that I think they've actually gone right for the past how many years is pretty much the silicon.
Yeah.
But software for a while now has been very lackluster, particularly in the stability department.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 16 was unstable, 18 was unstable.
Yeah. I mean, 26 is a heck of a lot better, but there's still one recurring bug that is absolutely infuriating me. For whatever reason, if my work focus is turned on, it will not connect to my AirPods Pro.
Oh.
I don't know why, but that's what it's doing. So, but, no, yeah, the only thing I can actually think of where Apple is crushing it right now is primarily in the silicon department, because I'm not particularly enthused about where the software has gone. I mean, I like the new design. I like the new iOS 26 design. But design, looks, and aesthetics, that's all subjective. So take my word with a grain of salt.
And it's still not functional.
I'm okay with the new design. I mean, they've polished it enough to the point where I think it's functional enough.
I mean, that's not the right word.
I did.
I'm just saying like it's not designed towards practicality, especially macOS 26, which I have still not updated to.
I am so infuriated with some of the changes with. They got rid of my compact tab view,
And then
in Safari.
they got rid of at the iMacs in my school. They have it updated to Tahoe, so I now sadly have to use it on those. But at least I'm using Macs now. But still, they got rid of the Launchpad too. That's another big thing.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of their new... I finally managed to get it to filter out the iPhone apps. I don't know who thought it was a great idea to mix all of your Mac apps and your iPhone apps in the same place. It just made it a mess.
That employee was... Maybe that employee was smoking crack with Lisa Jackson.
Probably. So... yeah, thankfully they let you filter that out now, although I don't understand why they let you do it to begin with. I mean, those are my main two frustrations. It's just Launchpad was perfectly fine,
yeah,
and they basically completely ruined it. And then they got rid of my compact tab view in Safari.
I like that too, now that I turned it on.
That still bothers me. Yeah, don't you see why I like it so much?
Yeah. It makes everything compact.
I am so infuriated by this. Yeah, I gotta continue to scream at Apple to bring it back. So
at some point I probably will have to update to macOS.
Yeah, the software is not... Yeah, well, the software is still not that... Software is still not ideal. I just want stability back. Just give us iOS 12 again. Literally everyone in your community is asking for that.
Oh, did I forget to mention our rumor about iOS 27 is rumored to be stability focused?
I really hope that's the case because it desperately needs it. Even though 26 patched a lot of 18's issues, it's still not fully fixed.
Exactly.
And so we legitimately need a stability year. Even though, the investors might not like it. If you don't have happy consumers, you won't have happy investors. I don't know why it's so hard to cram this down every company's throats. Because, if nobody buys your products because they don't like your products, then how are you supposed to make your investors happy?
That's exactly what this man right here understood.
Yes.
For context, I pointed my MacBook's camera to my Steve Jobs autographed photo of Steve Jobs,
Yep.
who I'm actually going to do a paper on
So-
for my history class.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah, if I might have homework,
So-
might as well do it on something I would write about anyway.
But yep, the software is lackluster. I'm personally not a fan of the design direction that a lot of Apple's products have gone in,
Same.
particularly the MacBook Pros.
Same. They're too heavy.
Not a fan of the MacBook Pro's design. What the heck happened with the iPhone 17 Pro?
This is revolting.
And I thought this was bad.
Apple proved what Mr. Who's the Boss said in one of his videos, in his Tech Fails videos. You can always do worse. I knew this is going to look
Yes.
ugly from the moment it came out, and I knew it was in. I predicted the durability issues too with this phone.
Yep.
And guess what?
Is yours scratching?
I keep buying a case, so I better get my back in my case.
Yeah. Oh no, there are so many design. The general design direction has been lost ever since they lost Johnny Ive.
And now Johnny Ive. Oh, did I mention that Johnny Ive's partnership with OpenAI is apparently back? They're still working on that stupid thing.
Oh gosh. The beautiful mind of Johnny Ive has been poisoned.
Because he's getting paid lots of money.
Yep. So, yeah, honestly, I think Apple is a bit, almost a little overdue for refreshing who's on the board. I think it's time to swap out some people, put some new talent and ideas in, because I'm not a fan of the design direction a lot of their products have been going in. I'm not a fan of the many software decisions that they've been making, pretty much past. I'm going to say pretty much past iOS 14.
I would say 13, but that's just me.
I say 14 because I actually really like the Apple.
Oh,
library.
I hate the app library.
So, but yeah, not a fan of much of the hardware, not a fan of much of the software. The only thing that they've been crushing lately is just the silicon, and that's it.
Which Apple can't keep their eggs in that basket forever, especially when the Maxes are selling them
Yep.
and are not that impressive.
So, but welcome to planet Earth again, Lisa. Finally coming down from the roof.
Wonder if she'll eventually start.
All
working
right,
for
I'm done with that
Meta.
joke. So, all right, this maybe illegal thing that just
That
happened.
Google of all companies did. You think if Apple can shut Beeper down, you know they can shut this down, but again, they did. I don't know if they shut down.
I have a feeling they are working to patch this exploit. Oh, wait, if they actually do that, then that means AirDrop on my iMac might stop working.
Oh yeah, for newer devices. But anywho, there's an exploit that allows Android phones to be fully interoperable with iPhone AirDrop. So
Although Google has been oh so kind to only let Pixel 10 users have access to
that's not nice. That's just as bad as Apple.
I mean, from what I hear, the Pixel 10 has not been that impressive. sales-wise, at least.
Makes sense.
So, I can understand why they're desperate. They're doing the same thing. Nothing was desperate, and so they tried to hack iMessage. So I guess Google's now desperate, and they're trying to hack AirDrop.
Except it's illegal. It's the same thing that happened. It's going to be the same thing that happened when Palm tried to add iTunes support to their phones. Same thing that happened with Beeper. Same thing that, well, hopefully that happened with Vivo. Yes, Vivo. And the same thing will happen with this. You can't steal proprietary software. No matter what the European Union says, you can't steal proprietary software.
So, disappointed in Google for their questionable ethics. Though, yeah, I'm curious to see how long it'll be before Apple patches it up. Because I mean, at least the Apple that I once knew, they'd never let this happen.
But, I mean, we haven't heard of them patching up what happened to Vivo, or how Vivo supposedly supports universal control in iMessage, so this will be interesting to see how long this might unfortunately take quite a while. Or this might unfortunately... Apple might just let it slide, even though they shouldn't.
So, I don't know what else to say about that.
Exactly, but shall we move on to our next topic about the iPhone Air?
Something about Chinese phone makers halt iPhone Air. Oh, right, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, the Chinese phone makers are halting their iPhone Air knockoffs due to the iPhone Air's weak sales. Even China doesn't want to copy it.
It kind of goes to show that there really aren't that many people that care about how thick your phone is.
Exactly. I mean, I don't care about having the thinnest Mac device in the world. I mean, I agree that maybe they could get maybe just tad thinner, especially MacBooks. Oh my gosh, MacBooks need to get so much thinner. They need to get back to the 2019 MacBook Pro.
Yeah, I'd understand that chassis design if they were still going to put Intel processors in it because they legitimately needed the cooling performance. But this is super efficient Apple Silicon. It does not need that thermal overhead.
Exactly.
Unless it's my iMac for some strange reason.
Yeah.
I do not know why this thing heats up so much.
Yeah, neither do I. But shall we move on to our next topic about the Poco F8 Ultra?
They're using denim for the back?
Yes, and they're offering a Bose subwoofer on the back of that phone. And it's the flagship.
Okay, denim would not be my first choice of materials.
I mean, denim is almost as bad as fine woven. Because it's great for jeans it's great for jeans, not necessarily for phones. Which, if I lift my leg up, here's some denim, sample of some denim. And also, denim fades so much too. Like, these jeans were actually pretty dark when I got them.
Yeah. Well, not only that, they can get dirty very easily.
Oh yeah, there's a reason why most workmen most workmen that do dirty work wear jeans because they get dirty so easily that they're just kind of designed for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you wear jeans at the shop.
And then if you're not careful, can it tear?
There's a reason. I mean, yes, exactly. I had to get rid of some of my jeans because they had tears in the areas I didn't want in the area. Yeah, it's because at least I don't buy my jeans ripped. Which I guess that's another side tangent.
Yeah, I usually go through a pair of jeans every 6 months.
You only buy one pair of jeans every 6 months?
Yeah. How frequently do you buy jeans?
I mean, I mean every year or two, but I usually get multiple pairs.
Well, I only wear jeans at work, so. I'm really not a fan of jeans. I just have a hard time moving around in them.
Huh, that's weird.
Are they lovely in the wintertime? Because they have almost zero insulating properties.
I find jeans just fine for the winter time, but I don't live where you live.
Yeah, if you live up north in Michigan like I do, or maybe not Michigan specifically, but if you live up north like I do, you know why. It's,
For southern winters, jeans are just fine, but most of the time, but for northern winters, I might be able to understand.
Yeah, not great for the wintertime, especially when they get wet. When you get jeans wet, they freeze. They do not move.
Mm.
And because the material's thicker, it's really hard to move it versus if I were to get ice, gotta move back a bit. If I were to get ice on these, sure, they might freeze, but the material is thin enough that I can still move it easily.
Well, I don't typically like to wear gym clothes out in public, but I mean, still most pants will let you do that.
Yep. Better insulating and much easier to move in, especially when water or snow happens to freeze them solid. So, but I digress. Denim would not be my first choice for a material.
And I mean, the Bose subwoofer on the back, I mean, okay, I guess.
That's really only useful if the phone's on a table.
Yeah.
And even then, the phone is such a small device. It's like, when it comes to bass, the big thing that you need to be able to move air. And to move air, you need to be huge. There's a reason why generally when it comes to better bass quality, a bigger speaker equals better bass quality. Because you can move a lot more air.
I mean, it's the same reason why bigger instruments get louder.
Yep. So, a subwoofer on a phone is not a very big device. And so you're not going to get that good of a quality bass out of it. So... Then again, it's a Poco phone. I don't care.
Exactly. They don't even sell Poco in the United States, but shall we move on?
Neither do they sell this in the United States.
The wall. I always pronounce it Huawei or something like that, but Huawei MatePad Edge is a laptop or / tablet hybrid like an iPad Pro with desktop mode and Windows emulation.
Now, there's a product that I think makes a little more sense.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, it's just like how Samsung Dex is actually a great idea. And what gives Huawei the advantage in this case is they actually make laptops.
Yeah.
So So they already have their own operating system for laptops. So, and luckily now China has gotten rid of Windows. That's the one good decision their government made.
Yeah.
I mean, even then, I don't think that should be how it's.
But no. This is the this is this using foldable tech?
No, it's literally just a tablet with a keyboard that you attach onto it.
Oh, so similar to like Samsung's Tab S line, I think it is. So, but even that was a great idea. The Tab S line is a tablet line that I'm a big fan of.
In fact, maybe my next tablet might. In fact, maybe I might have to go Samsung for my next tablet now, like iMessage, but
the Android apps still aren't all that optimized, but the UI makes more sense.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I can say. But no, it's getting this professional tablet thing down is just really hard.
I mean, it's even what you said in a video 7 years ago, or no, 6 years ago, almost 7. Crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why I still don't buy keyboards for my tablets. I did it once just to try it out, and then once I discovered this doesn't make sense, I should have just gotten a laptop. Well, haven't bought a keyboard for my tablet since.
I mean, I used to, but now it makes. But afterwards, it just makes. I used to on my iPad 7th generation, my iPad Air 5, but I didn't for my iPad Mini 7, and I don't regret it.
Well, you got your MacBook, so it's like, why do you need
my
one?
iPad?
If you need a keyboard, you just pull out the laptop.
Back when I had an iPad 7th generation, I didn't really have a good computer, but now I do. So
yeah, true. You were bouncing back and forth between many old computers for years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You wonder why I don't like to buy used computers as main computers. That is why.
Yep. It only makes sense if you're doing office work. And I mean like simple office work.
Which my school
balancing checkbooks.
For my 6th grade online classes, my iPad 7th generation was actually great. I used my Chromebook typically for that, but my iPad 7th generation was a great device to use for that too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm making the argument that those 27-inch iMacs I have back there, despite that they're 2011 models, honestly, I still think they're good enough for doing basic schoolwork and other home office stuff.
One of my friends back in 2023 said that he had... Now, granted, he doesn't use it often, but he has an late 2008 MacBook Pro that he uses for school... That he uses for schoolwork, and he likes it, and he liked it.
Yeah, as long as you swap out that hard drive.
No.
Maybe put a little more memory in it.
So it would be so cool to own a late 2008 MacBook Pro because they have hots because you don't even have to really take many screws out to get to the hard drive and RAM.
Wasn't it the coin style thing that held the battery in?
Oh yeah, the 08 MacBook Pro, the 08 Mac Pro is the first UI one, and it was designed differently, but in good ways. It was designed like the late 2008 MacBook.
So, all right. What's the next topic? Why does my eye itch so much?
So the Japanese firm Kushio has come out with a semi-solid state Qi2 power bank with 10,000 milliamp hour capacity. So solid state batteries might become...
I'm wondering if this solid state stuff is just more marketing BS.
Semi-solid state is definitely that because real solid state batteries don't use liquids. And they actually, in real solid state batteries or full ones, in theory they're supposed to be full. In theory, they're supposed to be a lot more temperature resistant, and they're not, and a lot more resistant to temperatures, so that way they can't really explode. and they also can't expand because they're solids.
I mean, if you want a battery that is more stable in terms of chemistry, you go LFP generally, lithium iron phosphate.
Solid state is supposed to be the next step after LFP, but yeah, that's going on. Speaking of chemistry class, I took chemistry because I was hoping we'd get to learn about batteries in there, but we didn't even learn about batteries in there.
That's a shocker.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking like 9-volt shocker. My jokes are so My jokes are so
No, that was a great joke.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no idea what the deal with semi-solid state is. But also, I don't really find myself needing a battery bank that much. I don't use my Tesla battery bank that much.
Same. The only time I ever really use a power bank is when I'm traveling long distance, and when I went to Europe because I didn't have access to a charger very much. Then I did have to use power bank. I was also on a group, so that was a little bit different.
I really only bring mine when I go camping.
Yes.
Even then, I don't remember the last time I went camping.
I mean, same, yeah, because granted, my dad has a big power bank that can also function as a car jump starter.
Yeah, those are handy.
And we had to bring that with us because so we bring power banks with us for that because we have to, but that's just because the USB port on my car doesn't work and it doesn't have a cigarette lighter. So we can't light our cigarettes in the car.
Who would want to do that?
Some people do, apparently. We don't smoke, by the way.
No. No, I highly recommend against smoking. Terrible for your health and terrible for everyone else's health.
And it smells horrible too, but that's beside the point. This is not a health podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's interesting.
Oh, yeah. So scammers are now impersonating pastors to get victims to secretly give gift cards. And how they send out these scam texts or emails to the directory is they get to the people in the directory they also impersonate the pastors and send an email to somebody who works at the church, like the secretary or something. I don't know the technical term for it, but somebody who works under the pastor, and they give them. And they use that to get church, and the scammer will say like, "Hey, I need a church directory," and then they'll send the church directory, and that's how the scammers get the information to send out the gift card emails or text to everybody else in the directory.
Well, I hate my comment on this to be a bit of a joke, but something tells me there's going to be a special place in hell for these scammers.
Seriously, unless they ask for forgiveness for their sins. Seriously, they are going to hell for this.
I hate to joke that way, but I mean, that is low. That's just low.
Granted, most of these scammers probably are not Christians, so they don't believe in that system. But I mean, they're going to be going down.
I also hate the ones that literally impersonate. I was watching Scrapyard Wars 10 from Linus Tech Tips. They do their series Scrapyard Wars. And when he was trying to purchase a TV, he kept running into the same scammer on Facebook claiming, oh, he's a staunch Christian believer and doesn't believe in scams. May the Rippers rot in hell. He's got kids to raise and that type of... It's like...
That scammer is the one who's going to hell, most likely.
I also find it hilarious they're trying to quote scripture. They never successfully do it.
Probably because most of the regions where these scammers come from are not Christian.
Most of the time it's either, well, I'm not going to say it just because I don't want to offend anybody else. That's a bit of a touchy subject.
Well, exactly, but they're probably not of any religion, to be honest.
True. Because I mean, usually if you're of some type of religion, typically it's because you're looking to live a good life
and not scam.
But then you got the people who do claim to be religious and are actively not seeking to live out a good life.
Exactly, but shall we move on to the Amazon Leo Ultra?
What is this? Oh, a Starlink competitor.
It's a Starlink competitor with faster speeds, and it's exclusive to businesses and governments, with average Joes coming later. Amazon's reach is going to be...
Honestly, I'd honestly rather give my money to Starlink.
Exactly, because
even though it's Elon Musk... Huh?
You finish your thought and then I'll talk.
I mean, even though Starlink is owned by SpaceX, which means it's also owned by Elon Musk, I don't know. I have a lot more excitement in SpaceX's mission than I do Amazon's.
I mean, same, because what also helps is that Amazon is not only not an internet company, but they're also not a space company, whereas there's nothing in SpaceX is probably the best of Elon's
They have Blue
companies.
Origin.
SpaceX's Origin? What?
No, Amazon has Blue Origin.
Okay, well they're
both owned by Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos doesn't own Amazon anymore, though. You know that, right? Or he doesn't work there.
I'm sure he's got to have his stocks in it somewhere.
Yeah, but he's gone from he's not really working for Amazon anymore. But getting back on.
So who's the new CEO?
Somebody else. I don't know. It's been like that since he stepped down in 2021.
Let me see.
But either way,
CEO,
Starlink has a far bigger reach in space, so they ultimately have a better. So ultimately, I think Starlink is ultimately going to have the better availability.
Oh yeah, dude, SpaceX is so far ahead in terms of any other space agency. Honestly, NASA right now looks like they are so far behind.
Yeah. NASA is a joke at this point. Well, they're trying to go back to the moon. SpaceX is trying to go to Mars. And set up internet for everybody that doesn't have it.
Yeah. Oh, and I found out the CEO of Amazon, Andy Jassy.
That's the guy.
Yep, that's the new CEO, I guess. But no, yeah, SpaceX is so far ahead of everyone else in the space industry. Because, I mean, yeah, like you said, NASA's still trying to figure out how to get back to the moon.
That should be a no-brainer for them.
Why is it so hard for them? They did it once. They can do it again.
They did it multiple times, actually.
Yeah. So why are we still trying to figure out how to get back to the moon?
It reminds me of, have you ever seen Cars 3?
Yes.
It reminds me of Lightning McQueen.
Is
NASA reminds me of Lightning McQueen in that movie. How he keeps trying to break all these records, and he keeps trying to go really fast, even though he can't anymore because there's newer, younger, faster
that's right.
drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Not that good of a film, but
I didn't enjoy it.
The
that
first
much
two were
either.
better.
It's kind of sad, actually.
Because the first Cars movie was fun and exciting, and then the second one they made it really good because they went to Japan.
I don't know. I didn't really enjoy the second one.
Yeah, the first one's definitely the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't enjoy the second one. I actually kind of preferred the third over the second, but it really wasn't by a lot.
Yes, the second one was better. The second one was better, but I mean, yes. I also don't really watch Disney movies that much, to be honest. I mean,
I just watched Moana 2 last night.
Oh no. How bad is it?
There's only one good thing I can think of. And it is Maui's sense of humor. My goodness, did they dial it up to 20. It is so good.
I don't even know who Maui is. And I've seen Moana at school several times, and I still don't even know entirely who Maui is.
He's the demigod.
Demigod? I'm already lost.
The guy who stole the gem from the island and all that.
Is that the guy with the long hair?
Yes.
Ah, okay, now I know who you're talking about.
Long hair, big muscles, tattoos everywhere.
Now I know who you're talking about.
Giant fish hook.
And now I know who you're
I
talking.
should have said that. Giant fish hook. Yeah, that's Maui. Wow, did they give him quite the sense of humor. I was laughing so hard during so many of his jokes. But other than that, I really could care less.
I mean, I don't have any little siblings or cousins, so I'm honestly kind of glad I don't have any little siblings and cousins, so that way I don't have to deal with all these horrible. Although I never really watched these movies when I was little anyway, so I don't have to deal with all these horrible movies and then the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack.
Oh my god! Did you finally watch that?
No, I heard the soundtrack. I heard some of the actors sang the soundtrack of it on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, so I heard it that way.
It is so bad.
Exactly, it doesn't even sound like.
I cannot stand
it doesn't even
that.
sound like K-pop for that matter. But it doesn't even sound like real K-pop. But did I tell you? Do you mind if I tell you a funny story about K-pop Demon Hunters?
Oh gosh.
So one of my teachers has a little daughter, and when her daughter wanted to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, I'm pretty sure, but her therapist recommended that she watch K-pop Demon Hunters, and that teacher said, no, that's bad because we love Jesus, and then the therapist said, oh no, it's good for your child. And then that daughter was singing the music for the K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack. I think the therapist was wrong in that case.
Yeah. I just... Yeah, it is a hard movie to watch. The songs are really hard to listen to. It's just... And yet somehow it is way more popular than it should be.
At this point, all Netflix puts out is crap.
So... Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that.
Neither do I. But shall I move on to IKEA Telkin line of speakers? Shall I move on to that?
Sure.
So the IKEA Telkin line of speakers is a line of speakers that look like furniture.
So what are they doing? Are they integrating speakers into like chairs and couches
No,
and that sort of thing?
they're just designed to blend more furniture.
I mean, I've always considered like tower speakers furniture myself, but
They're trying to make it blend with like more shelves and whatnot. So I mean, that makes sense, I guess.
yeah, I remember back in the days when like your TV was literally a piece of furniture.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah, I remember those days. Or I mean, I don't remember those days, but I've seen old TVs like that. So
Yeah, not gonna lie. The more that I think about it, I've when it comes to like old tech appliances or just old tech in general, the biggest, the best piece of old tech I can think of really was our 55-inch old school CRT TV.
I'll bet.
It was massive. Yeah, it was massive. So big you could actually that's where our DVD and VHS players went. Right on top of the TV because it's that big.
By VHS, you mean VCR because they were used to record. They're not VH. As I'm sure Alec from Technology Connections hopefully has let you know, they're not VHS players.
They play VHS tapes, do they not?
They are not called VHS players.
Well, it makes sense in my head, so I don't know. It's not like we use them anymore, anyways. But nonetheless, that's where we put all of our movie playing devices and consoles. It was literally right on top of the TV, and then right below it because you've got this massive space that is you got this massive space under your screen because obviously you don't want your screen like on the floor. You want it propped up at proper head height. So what do they do with that massive space? They fill it with a bunch of speakers, and did they make it sound amazing.
How old were you when they got rid of that? How old were you when your family got rid of that?
I think I was 12.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I was 12 when we finally got rid of it. Again, that's how slow my family is to upgrading tech.
I mean, you said that most Ubers are generally slow at upgrading tech.
Yeah, it's a common thing, but I mean, you'll find some around here that are pretty good at updating their stuff.
I guess you just live in an old-fashioned family.
I mean, my parents didn't get smartphones until 2017, mind you.
I mean, there are lots of Amish people in Michigan, so it makes sense.
Well, we're not. The Amish people are east of us.
I know. I know. I was making a joke about how it seemed like your parents are Amish. I know it being well, actually, some Amish people do use smartphones because their lifestyle, contrary to popular beliefs, is about simplicity. So sometimes they will use smartphones.
I mean, I've heard of the Amish also driving like 80s or 90s pickup trucks.
Makes sense.
Because, I mean, aside from the exploding machine under the hood, they are pretty dirt simple. But, yeah, there's that to reminisce on, but we got to finish up the rest of this list because we got like 20 minutes. So what else do we have to discuss?
Oh, crap, right. We started late. Okay, so TSMC and Foxconn have the majority of revenue coming from servers now, which this is supposed to be right after the global RAM shortage topic.
Wow. Wow, so shocking.
Yeah, so shocking indeed. Wow, we've already kind of gone into that, but shall I move on to our next topic about...
Yeah.
This one's a fascinating one.
Huh.
So, Taiwanese authorities raided a former TSMC executive's home over spilling trade secrets to his new employer, Intel, who obviously denied those allegations.
Whew. That's questionable.
If this comes out being true, this will be a new low, because you see Chinese firms doing that type of stuff all the time, but Intel doing this stuff, that's a whole new low. Compared from inventing the CPU to literally stealing trade secrets.
Yep. So I don't know what else to say about that other than just I mean, it's big news either way. If the information turns out to be true, oh my goodness, wow, yeah, that brings Intel to a new low. And if it turns out not to be true, then how does that make the Taiwanese authorities look?
Exactly, because I'm pretty sure in NDA disclosures, I'm pretty sure you have to disclose that you can't get that if you switch companies, you can't just spill your trade secrets to a new company. Like, let's say, like in your NDA firm, shop firm, let's say you leave that firm, go to work for a competing shop. You can't. It's illegal for you to spill your secrets over to that new firm.
Yep. Good thing. The only thing under NDA is just product designs, and that's
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a few trade secrets, but it's not that many. And even then, we kind of think it should be standard practice at this point, but because it's not, and because some people refuse to see it, well, hey, that's more business for us, so I don't care. But nonetheless, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. We're finally getting into some automotive stuff.
Yeah, so Ford is now selling certified used cars on Amazon in a few big cities, like Seattle and Dallas, for testing it out.
I have a bad feeling about how the dealers are going to react to this.
The dealers have been screwing people over for years, so makes sense.
The thing is, the dealer association, you will not believe how large that lobby is, because some time ago, Ford tried what they call their Model E dealership program, where it's mostly set up in a direct-to-consumer format. And this was because the dealership model was not helping them sell their electric cars.
We actually discussed this on TIFP 3 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm just recapping in case anybody forgot. But, yeah, because of the whole dealership association really not liking this whole thing, their lobby is so massive, and they just keep pouring money into making sure that every automotive manufacturer, they can never sell directly to consumer. There has to be a middleman, according to them.
Even though there doesn't have to be.
I mean, on some occasions, sometimes a middleman is actually a good thing. Like, even though, okay, some people might question, yes, I've promoted a lot of stuff at Keweenaw Chevrolet before. I've done window sticker comparisons to GM's website. Quite often, my local dealership is actually selling their cars under MSRP, and that's before negotiations. So, there are times where you can still go to a dealer and get a better deal. It does depend on what it is you're buying specifically, but no, there are times where you can still go to a dealer and get a better deal. The problem is, that's not as often as going to a dealer and getting a worse deal.
Or else getting screwed over by having to pay more money last minute, and Don't even get me started on getting your car fixed at a dealership.
Oh, don't even get me started on
Oh,
that.
speaking of, how did repairing Stardust go in Wisconsin?
The whole ride down, the doors were going crazy. I go to my uncle's house on Friday? Yeah, Friday. Day after Thanksgiving. I go to my uncle's house. Doors are going crazy. He plugs in the scanner. We go for a test drive.
Oh no!
Nothing.
So in other words, your car is impossible to fix.
It's got to be possessed at this point.
So you can't sell your...
No, it's not because the scanner It's not because the scanner couldn't see it. It's because the doors were not going crazy. The doors just decided, oh, you know, we're fine. We're locked. We're fine. We don't have any issues going on here when I know it's not true. So I'm a little agitated about that.
Let me guess. As soon as you got back home, they started acting up again.
Oh, it was the day I left.
Oh, God! You know, I know money's a little bit tight right now, but why don't you consider getting a scanner for yourself to see?
Yeah, that's $800. And that's not even for a good one.
Oh, you're talking about like real high-end scanners. Oh, okay.
No, you legit need an actual high-end scanner to figure out what's going on at this point. You need to start actually looking at all of these electrical components. And a basic scanner is not going to be able to... most of the time, a basic scanner is going to show you basic engine-related stuff. But anything outside of engine diagnostics, and I mean like the basic engine diagnostics, no, you're going to start paying a heck of a lot more money for any other electrical diagnostics. So it's still down to theories. We only have theories of what could possibly be going on at this point. It's either something's wrong with one of the door locks and it's sending false signals to the control unit, thinking that it's not fully locked for whatever reason. Or the only other theory, and I don't know if this is any accurate or not because I don't know how the actuation system is designed, but my dad came up with this theory that there's a 4-position relay where you have 2 different resting states, and then you have 2 engagement states. And what he thinks is whatever holds the relay between its resting state and its engagement state, he thinks whatever's holding that is loose. And therefore, the relay itself is shaking between engaged and disengaged in the lock position. If that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
So, okay. So, those are our few working theories. At this point, we don't really think it's a false input into the computer at this point. So, at this point, we think it's something mechanical. And the reason why he thinks it's the relay idea, even though it will still do this while the car's not moving, it works off of magnetics. That's typically how these relays work. It's based off of magnetics. And something might be wrong with the magnetic field within the relay. So.
How are you going to get your car fixed?
It's all theory. Well, how am I going to get it fixed? Well, I need to park it for about a month and find a spare vehicle I can take to work in the meantime. I then need to tear into it real deep, which is going to be a heck of a lot easier said than done.
Are you going to actually have to do that?
It feels like it. Because as far as what we can tell, there is no reason why... I mean, even the dealership told me they've done a whole computer system scan, and even when the car has locked on them, they have found no indication of a signal coming into the computer telling it to lock again. So... it's a failed component somewhere. That's all I know. There's a failed hardware component somewhere in the car. It's just a matter of figuring out what it is. That's a problem with diagnosing circuits. It's just there are so many failure points in a circuit. It can be really difficult to try to figure out where that failure point is.
Oh, and wouldn't you also need access to the garage too for an entire month?
Yeah, so I'd probably have to wait until like late spring because my mom doesn't move her car out of the garage until late spring.
She does. Why not?
Cause I mean, when it snows like a foot at a time, do you really enjoy digging your car out every single day when you go to work?
Makes sense.
Yeah, because she's mom, she gets dibs on the garage. So, yeah, there's your latest Stardust update, I guess.
Wonder.
Still not functioning correctly.
I mean, at this point, you said that we might have to go on. We might have to go on hiatus again in March, and maybe we'll need to meet. Maybe we'll need the car.
Oh, I do have an update. We are getting Starlink very soon, and if that's the case, then I won't need to go on hiatus.
All right. That's good.
So, I mean, I think I can give everyone an idea of what's going on at this point. I can't go too specific, but I can give everyone an idea of why we've been hinting at this potential issue. So, about a month ago, the business that I work at got an eviction notice. And we've been struggling to find a building to move into. And because we were struggling to find a new place to move into and we were being evicted, I was a bit worried that I might have been losing my job at some point in the near future. But the good news is we have a plan. And I am still keeping my job. It's just a longer commute for me now. That's actually a increase of like 3x. So, yeah, instead of a 10-minute commute, it's now a half an hour commute. But, oh well, I'll live. But, no, the big reason why I mentioned that we might be going on hiatus is because the space that we were staying at, I'd be losing my fiber connection, which means I no longer have high-speed internet and I can't upload this stuff. But from the sounds of it, this house is getting Starlink in the hopefully not too distant future. And that should mean I should have the internet capable enough that I can actually finally start uploading my stuff from here at home for a change. But it is a much needed upgrade. I did a speed test to see what our speeds were. We had 7 megabit down. And not even a megabit up.
Yikes.
It's bad. It's real bad. So, yeah, so the likelihood of us going on hiatus is not particularly high. In the near-term future, at least. So,
That's good to know. But shall we move on to our next topic as we have 3 left and we have very little time?
Yep. So, this is in regards to Rivian. As much as we love Rivian, they appear to be having some issues with their LFP battery vehicles.
They're having issues estimating SOC.
Yeah. Which, for reference, is state of charge. That's what the acronym stands for. Which, yeah, it means Rivian does not really have that good of idea of what battery percentage the battery is at.
It's like using an iPod Touch until 7th generation. Because it took Apple 6 generations of the iPod Touch to add the battery percentage. And mind you, when the 3rd generation iPod Touch was out, the iPhone 3GS had it. Natively. And you can enable it on all iPod Touches with jailbreak tweaks. Or sometimes not even jailbreak tweaks.
The reason for this issue is... While LFP is amazing when it comes to having a stable chemistry, meaning that it's not prone to exploding and all that, and it's also not very thermal reactive when you charge it fast or discharge it. You mostly have to heat it via an external source if you need to heat the battery, or cool it by an external source. Well, that was the case with any batteries anyway, but... Yeah, while it is a stable chemistry, it also has a very, very stable voltage. And the way that state of charge is estimated, it is done based off of a voltage reading. That's how these things tell you what battery percentage it's at. That's how Teslas tell you what battery percentage they're at. That's literally how everyone tells you what the state of charge of your battery is at. It's done by a voltage measurement. But because LFP is such a stable chemistry with such a stable voltage, well, estimating your state of charge based off of voltage is a bit of a challenge when it doesn't drop as you use the battery. So, yeah, that's why they are... Oh, they better not barge in here.
Who's going to barge in here? Or in your...
Yeah, it sounds... My sisters were being doofuses. But, LFP batteries are hard to measure voltage in terms of trying to figure out what state of charge they're at. And so oftentimes you have to do a bunch of math of how much energy you pull in and pull out and that type of stuff. And because of that, Rivian is having a hard time figuring out what their battery percentages are at. And oftentimes, the most extreme case I've heard is a Rivian running out of charge at like 20%.
Oh.
Yeah, you think 20% battery. Oh, we're good! We got plenty of energy to make it to a charging station. And yet that's when the car runs out. So, yeah, I hope Rivian fixes this at some point, because even Tesla, for the most part, sounds like they figured this out. At least Drew hasn't told me anything about his LFP Model 3 giving him weird state of charge issues.
That's very good to know. But shall we move on to our next topic?
Yep. We discussed the S27 thing. The Steam Machine.
The Steam Machine might possibly cost somewhere between $600 and $900, or possibly even more.
Well, considering I'm not a gamer, it already was not worth it to me anyways.
I mean, it makes sense given the cost of RAM and storage. And I mean, it might be worth it. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you know that's probably why. That is probably why. Oh. Yeah, that's probably why it's going to cost so much money. Oh my goodness. So... yeah, that's expensive. That's pretty expensive. I mean, I don't remember what the PS5 started at, or if it's at the same price, but I remember the PS5 in particular being a little higher.
It's $500 now instead of $400, so...
Expensive.
Exactly.
Especially for a gaming machine.
And speaking
All right, so what's this?
so Canva is possibly bringing their graphic design software Affinity to Linux.
Oh. A win for Linux users again, I guess.
That's pretty cool. And speaking of fun game consoles, did you watch Snazzy Lab's latest cool tech video about that $200 game console with modern day Kinect, like Xbox? They use a camera.
I really don't watch a lot of. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of game console type content primarily because.
Neither do I.
I mean, for one, I'm not in the gaming space, but I mean, at the same. I want something similar to the Wii.
Oh, it is. It is like the Wii. It has motion sensors.
Oh, didn't Mr. Who's the Boss bring this up in a Tech Fails video?
No, I meant like this is Snazzy Labs reviewed a new type of a new console that has that type of functionality for $200.
But what games are going to optimize
It's
for
just
that type of thing?
It has some games that on it, but that's beside the point because we're out of time. But shall I go ahead and conclude the show now?
Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm doing for the rest of tonight because I haven't uploaded a video this week. I'm a bit disappointed in myself for that.
All right. Well, as always, thank you all for tuning into another episode of the iTunes Fan Podcast. As always, I'm Teddy Maggart from the iTunes Fanboy.
Yeah, my name is Alpha DeWolf from the Random Alpha.
And we hope to see you all in the next episode. So take care, everybody, and peace out.